In this video, I'm going to give you a simple 3-step process to help your child practice a blend sound in their speech sound practice. Hi, I'm Jane from Talking Made Easy. I'm a qualified speech and language pathologist, and today I'm going to guide you through the key steps in helping your child learn a new consonant blend. We will look at what a consonant blend is, how to practice it on its own, how to practice a blend with a vowel next to it, and how to practice a blend sound at word level. Stay with me right to the end, where I will give you the secret to making this practice 10 times more effective so that you can hear your child producing their target speech sound in no time. First of all, we need to understand what a consonant blend actually is. A consonant blend is where we have two consonant sounds side by side. For example, s and m together make sm. S and n together make sn. B and l together make bl. F and l together make fl, and so on. These blends are often a little tricky for children, as it can take a lot for the brain, lips and tongue to all link up and get from one sound to the next as quickly as we need for a consonant blend. Something you may see is your child dropping one of the consonant sounds. For example, you may hear nake instead of snake, or mile instead of smile. You might hear boo instead of baloo, or you could hear flower instead of flower, and so on. There is a range of normal when it comes to children acquiring new speech sounds, but generally by around 4 we would start to be seeing both consonants being included in a consonant blend. So before you start working on a blend sound, you want to know that your child can produce the two sounds that they are needing for the blend on their own. For example, for sm, they need to be able to do s and m on their own before we can try and blend them. If your child is unable to say one or both of the two sounds that are needed for the blend you have chosen, then you will need to start by practicing the individual sound or sounds that need support. If this is the case for your child, head over to the Teaching Sounds playlist to find the sounds that you need and start working on those. If your child can say the two sounds individually, then we want to start working on practicing them together as a blend. And to do that, you can simply follow this 3-step process of practicing a blend sound. First of all, you need to practice the blend sound on its own. You may even start by practicing the two individual sounds that make up the blend on their own. For example, for sm, you can practice sm, sm, and in time you can bring them closer together. Sm, 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 sm. Practicing the blend sound on its own is an important first step, as when we practice in words, we have other sounds to coordinate and to consider that can steal the focus away from getting the target sound right. This can make the task of producing the sound correctly a lot more challenging. And when it comes to learning speech sounds, we want to make the task as easy as possible for the child so that they can achieve success. Practicing your blend sound on its own is a great place to start this. For example, if we are working on the sn sound, we can simply practice sn, sn, sn. If we are practicing the bl sound, as in blue, we can practice b, l, bl, bl, bl. Next, we want to practice the blend sound that we are working on with a vowel. The reason we choose a vowel to follow is because vowel sounds are produced with an open vocal tract. So there's very little coordination required in terms of tongue and lip movement. So this is the next easiest option after practicing the sound on its own. It allows most of the focus to remain on the target blend sound. To practice the sound with a vowel, you can first start by segmenting the blend sounds and adding a vowel to the end. For example, if you're practicing sm, you can say ma, may, me, more, smoo. Once your child has got the hang of this, you can then start practicing blending the sounds together. Sma, smay, smee, and so on. From here, we can move to practicing the blend sound in words. This is where other consonants come in, as well as habitual patterns from where they have been practicing words with their own speech sound system for a while. So similar to step 2, we can practice first by segmenting the first sound in the blend and then adding the rest of the word to the second sound. This again gives your child time to get both of the sounds of the blend out before having to do the rest of the word. Essentially, they are compartmentalizing so that the target sound can have 100% focus while it is being practiced before having to think about the rest of the word. So going back to our example of the sm sound, you could practice at word level with small, smile, smoke. As they get confident with the segmenting, you can begin blending the sound into the rest of the word. Small, smile, smoke. You'll notice that the whole way through I have added gestures to the sounds that I am saying. This is really helpful as it brings a visual element to the practice, allowing the new sounds to be associated with visual as well as auditory cues. Both are supportive to their learning. The visual element also supports emphasis to be added to the two target sounds in the blend. Again, facilitating learning and retention of the new sound, as well as a reminder for both sounds to be included. The key to all speech sound success, once you have these steps in place, is to give specific and positive feedback and cues so that your child can know what it is that is working and can do more of that. For more information and a demonstration on giving effective feedback and cues during speech sound practice, click on these short videos on the screen. Once you and your child have mastered this three-step process, you can move on to practicing the sound in conversation and building your child's self-awareness of the blend sounds they are producing. Have a look at my video on the Fix It Up strategy to begin work on self-awareness and self-correction of speech sounds to get started on this process. And for now, enjoy the process of practicing new sounds. Move back and forward through the steps as needed. And remember, for ultimate success, give your child specific cues and specific feedback as you go along. Have fun and happy chatting.